There are popular scooters and then there's the Activa. According to Honda, somebody in India buys an Activa every 9 seconds and the total has now crossed 2 crore units. Numbers like these prove that Honda has perfected the formula, which is why it's a big deal when the company decides to completely redo its most popular scooter. And here's what you need to know about it.
Firstly, the scooter has got a facelift of sorts. It now looks sharper from the front thanks to the sleeker looking headlight and redesigned chrome accents on the apron. The mudguard is now less rounded and looks similar to the one on the Activa 125. The side panels haven't changed that much, but they now have a slightly sharper rake towards the rear. While we are on the subject of side panels, I'd like to mention that the plastic bits in this area did feel quite flimsy. Moving on to the rear, it's completely new and also borrows inspiration from the Activa 125 for the taillight. Activa fans will be happy to know that the scooter still retains its metal body.
While the scooter looks quite similar to the 5G, with design touches from the Activa 125, it's a completely different story underneath. It uses a new frame that gives it a longer wheelbase which is identical to the Activa 125's. And it also gets the telescopic fork and 12-inch front wheel. Two things that were long overdue.
The difference from the increased wheelbase, telescopic fork and 12-inch front wheel are quite evident. The scooter doesn't feel as nervous at higher speeds anymore, and changing lanes is a lot easier. The improved handling and stability also doesn't come at the expense of ride quality, and the scooter soaks in bumps and potholes very well. As for ergonomics, it's aimed to accommodate people of most sizes, but very tall ones won't be comfortable. The handlebar is positioned quite close to the rider, which means taller folks will have to sit further back and the bar comes in contact with the rider's knees at full lock. As for your feet, they don't sit too high and the room on the footboard is adequate as well.
The transition to the stricter emission norms has brought about some notable changes to the engine. It now has a different bore and stroke, and it uses fuel injection instead of a carburetor. Both power and torque have gone down, but Honda is claiming that the fuel efficiency has increased by 10%. We'll put this to the test as soon as we get the chance.
While the drop in power and torque figures doesn't sound like much, it can be felt. The acceleration is rather lethargic and the 6G struggles to accelerate above 75 kph. That said, the 6G feels extremely refined at all speeds and many buyers will also appreciate how incredibly quiet the new engine is.
The feature list on the top spec Activa 125 was one of the most impressive ones we've seen on a scooter in India. Here's how much of that has trickled down onto the more affordable 110cc variant.
The Activa 6G now gets a kill switch that also doubles up as a starter button. The starter itself is of the silent start type like we've seen on the Activa 125. The 6G also gets a pass light switch, which is a small but useful touch. Another useful addition is the external fuel filler cap. Lastly, with the deluxe variant, you'll also get an LED headlight that we've not yet had the opportunity to try out at night. However, as nice as these features are, we wish Honda had also given priority to a front disc brake, because the performance from the drum brake setup is quite weak and disappointing.
Well, there you have it. Not only is the Activa 6G greener than before, but also better equipped. And it also has a lot more going for it as an overall product. But then again, Honda is asking for a lot more money as well.
The Activa 6G costs Rs 7,500 more than the 5G, which is about okay when you consider all the work that has gone into it. It's also only slightly more expensive than its direct rival, the TVS Jupiter. However, what remains the same as before is that Honda charges you quite a premium for its products, and that you can get better performing 125cc scooters in base trim from Hero, TVS and Suzuki for about the same price.